pay me no mind, sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. If you like whether any of the information is being presented, discussed, talked about, previewed, analyzed, reviewed, recap, you know, hit that like button for me. Or, you know, you can share the content. Help me try to build a community. But anyway, man, I had to come on and talk about some music. I've been listening to a couple of new albums lately and hadn't gotten around to doing any reviews on them. Some of them I didn't really want to go and do a full review on because I was a little disappointed in the project, to be honest. Not disappointed, just didn't blow me away. Didn't mean I took it out of my rotation, but it just didn't blow me away. So I'm gonna get ready to talk about in the last 2 or 3 weeks, a couple of new projects have been Shay Noir's After 12. That's like a 7-song EP from her that she produced by herself. Last Friday, actually, 38 Special came out with 1995. Kind of a mixtape type project, all taken from some of the hottest beats in 1995 with him just rapping over it. What else was there? Deutsche March 2 was another album that I've been rocking out to lately by Willie the Kid, produced by V-Don. And then another album, so let's start with this one. An album that I've really been rocking with and kind of like struggling to put a finger on what I think about it is this joint called The Ghost of Albizu. And it's by this rapper named UFO Feeve, and the lone producer on the project is a cat named Big Ghost LTD. I like Big Ghost LTD. I think his production is some of the best out there right now. And from what I understand, he used to be a blogger or something and then got into making beats, and now he just makes beats pretty much. But I love his music. I mean, I love his production. And this Ghost of Albizu album is really solid. But the rapper on there, UFO Feeve, and I know you can't really say anything bad about anybody's music or anybody's rapping ability or anybody's production. You can't really, don't nobody want to be, nobody wants to be criticized or told that they can't, spit or their beats are trash. You can't really do that. And I'm not trying to say that that UFO Feeve is terrible. Obviously, I'm talking about the project, and I would recommend it to others. But it's a very competitive game out there right now. Hip hop, rap music is very competitive right now. You got thousands, literally, there's thousands of dudes rapping right now. And if you're not on the microphone, I mean, if you're not really saying anything that allows you to stand out from the other guys that are out there or the leading guys, you just kind of get grouped in the middle. And I've been checking out, like I said, I've listened to the album about 7 or 8 times. It's one of my favorites to listen to right now. But I don't know if Feeve is really a standout lyricist. Very solid writer. I like some of the topics that he's talking about, and he, like I said, he's solid. But I'm just saying, when you're contending with a guy like Benny the Butcher or Conway the Machine, some guys that are making you rewind the song constantly, every 2 bars is ridiculous. When you compete with dudes that are that sharp, that are that locked in right now, you gotta be on your game to stand out with those guys. When I'm listening to Feeve, it's not a whole lot of sports references. It's not a lot of tricky wordplay. It's not a lot of double entendres. So in boxing, I always relate a lot of stuff back to boxing. But in boxing, you can be a very solid fighter. You can even be a world title holder. But the word on you might be that there's no special effects. And I think for me, and listening to UFO Feed, he's good, but it's just like, where's that charisma? Where's that humor? Where's the punchlines? Where's the trickery, the wordplay? You know, where are all of these things? And that's just not his forte. That's just not what he does. But what I'll give him credit for, and I've said this about other rappers, you can still be a really good hip-hop artist. You can still be a really dope rap artist based on how you put your entire project together. And I think that's where he excels, is putting a project together and getting a guy like Ghost, Big Ghost, LTD to make the beats. Now, I said all that to say, Ghost of Albizu, I think, has like 10 songs on there, maybe 11. The one joint on there is called Danger, DXNGXR, in case you looked it up on YouTube. DX, instead of the A and the E, is X's, but it's Danger. Danger might be my favorite song of 2020. So I just told you, you know, the dude isn't all, I mean, it hasn't really blown me away as a rapper, but the song Danger might be my favorite record of all of 2020. And it's really well produced. The sample is crazy. It's got some breakdowns in it. And it's one of those joints from back in the day, like one of the street joints, like Any Up from MOP. It's a street joint like that, where sometimes it would get a remix, and all of the big time, a Jay-Z, a Nas, a really big time, a Busta, all of these big time MCs would go get on the remix because it was such a dope song. It's that kind of hip hop song. And then they got a video to it. They're out at a what do you call it? The paintball. They're out at the paintball range, out in the woods, shooting up each other and all this tactical gear on and stuff. So it really just fits for the attitude of the song. But it's phenomenal. And it's one of those joints that you can listen to while you're working out, you know, nod your head and wild out and just get it in real quick. So I would strongly recommend checking out Danger. Like I said, one of the best produced songs that I heard of all in 2020. There's also another joint on there called Box Cutter Jiu-Jitsu. And it's got a cat on there named, a feature on there, a dude named Nims, or Gorilla Nims. That one is pretty dope too. Those are the two dopest records on the album, in my opinion, that really grab your attention. Everything else on there, it's another song called Spit, I think is the name of it. That's pretty solid. But it's a good album. But like I said, I keep giving my man UFO Feed. I just don't know what his ceiling is, you know, as a lyricist. But he works hard. He's working with a lot of the right people, has a lot of content out. And like I said, he does have this one album that's pretty dope. The one thing, I'm in the Midwest. And the one thing that I struggle with from time to time, man, is and I know it's commonplace in New York City. Everybody in New York City uses the N-word and is a ninja. And UFO Feed is he's some kind of, I don't know, Dominican or Puerto Rican something, but he ain't black. And none of the dudes on the album, none of the main rappers, like I said, the dude Nims, he's not black either. And then the dude Red Inf, who is the featured artist on Danger, he's not black either. They use a ton of the N-word. And on one of them, even on the Box Cutter Jiu-Jitsu song, Nim says something about, I'm trying to stop using the N-word, but some of you N-words are pussy. And Nims is he's a really gritty dude. He's a really street, gritty dude. But us being in the Midwest, we don't really rock with that. And so I'm wondering what the appeal would be, even a Fat Joe. In my opinion, I really never been a big fan of Fat Joe just kind of getting the pass to run out here with the N-word. And at the end of the day, those cats don't really have those cats don't really have the same struggles to fight and to go through in this country that's associated with that word. So to just come over and use it at your convenience, I don't know, man. It doesn't sit right with me. And the thing is, with UFO Feed, he really doesn't even look. He doesn't even look like a brother. I mean, he's got some of the longer, straighter hair. He doesn't. I don't know. It just makes me a little uncomfortable, to be honest. But like I said, it's accepted in New York. That's what they do over there. But getting to this Shay Noir project, After 12, Shay Noir is kind of my one of my standout artists of 2020. It has two of my favorite projects of the year in Juno and As God Intended, produced by Apollo Brown. A lot of people love Shay. A lot of diehard hip hop fans really are big on Shay Noir, and I am too. But this seven song project that she just put out last week, After 12, it's kind of so to me. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but the most important thing about the project, the reason why she wanted to get it out, was because she produced all of it by herself. So that was a goal for her, to show people that she could produce, make her own music, and do everything. She's self-sufficient. I love that. I get that. And the production is not bad. But I'm just saying, in the big scheme of things, I feel like after listening to it about 4 or 5 times, she just really didn't have anything new to say. She said so much on Juno. She said so much on As God Intended. And that's 2 excellent albums. I mean, exceptional albums. And I just think when she got to this one, it kind of took away from how it kind of took her down a peg for me, because it was just all like, it was just reiterating what she had already said. But the one joint on there that's crazy is Hunger Games, featuring Ransom and 38 Special. And that's kind of the highlight of that project. Out of 7 records is Hunger Games. And it's 2 or 3 more on there. The joint with Cyrock, Moment in the Sun, I think it's called. That's pretty dope. It's like I said, it's solid, but I just think she didn't have nothing. And another thing, when you're putting out 2 and 3, 4 albums a year, 5 albums a year, whether they're EPs or full LPs, you don't give people a chance to miss you. Like, you don't get a chance to scratch your head and say, damn, when is so-and-so dropping again? But in today's market, in today's music business, it might be more effective, such as Flea Lord. He's getting ready to drop his 12th album of the year, I think next week. Moving on. So check out that After 12. Let me know what your thoughts are. I could be totally... 38 Special is the most... He has like the most adventurous lyrics, in my opinion. Like, 38 Special is like the grimiest, street hustling, the grimiest dude from the streets. But he's talking about things from like the corporate America world. Like, how do you even know about these things? Where do you get these concepts from? So it's very entertaining to me how this dude puts together a lot of stuff from a lot of themes and topics from the streets, and then ties in things from our world in it. Like, he has some bar on there about somebody is a small plug about the size of a USB. He's talking about like Spanish staircases, talking about like laser pointers in a boardroom meeting or something. He has to just pick up on the different things that he puts in his lyrics. Every rapper out there doing. And that may not be appealing to you. And I might not even be doing it justice in describing what he does. But if you listen to some 38 Special records, it's something that you should notice if you big into lyricism and subject matter and whatnot. But the project isn't meant to really be what's the name of it again? 1995. It's not really meant to be a regular studio album. It's more of just a mixtape. And like I said, he's taking some of the dopest beats from 1995. A couple of Mobb Deep joints on there. I think a couple of Wu-Tang songs are on there. And he raps over like Ice Cream from the Wu-Tang Clan. So it's just meant for you to check him out until he gets ready to drop his album called Interstate 38. I don't know when that's coming, but it's kind of like something to hold you over until that comes out. And it's special, just going wild over his favorite beats. Another thing that I meant to say, going back to Shay Noir for a minute, and her project After 12. The one thing that kind of takes the luster off of and kind of like my personal infatuation, if I'm keeping it a buck. I mean, my love for production and sampling and beat making. The one thing that kind of takes some luster off of what Shay Noir did in producing her own album is the way that nowadays, and I had heard about it, I had read about it before or seen it on a YouTube video or something, but there are there's these producers out there like that make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beats, and they're all intended to be used for hip-hop, and they just put them out on the internet for sale, or they send it to artists, and you can take their snippets and sample them to make your own music. And I'm just saying, nowadays the music just doesn't sound as it just sounds it kind of sounds like mass produced or cookie cutter. And that's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just something that you can pick up on, and it just lets you know that somebody, like, all the blood, sweat, and tears weren't necessarily put into making an album. Like, it was really rather simple to make it. And you can pick up on what's like a real digging in the crate sample versus using these beat packs, these producer packs and whatnot. Like I said, it saves time. I'm sure it's efficient. You don't have to worry about sample clearances, and all that type of stuff. So from that perspective, it's great. I'm just saying the end product, it just sounds too clean. Like, and if you're a listener, a hip hop fan that likes the grimier stuff, the dustier sounding stuff, that harder edge stuff, if you listen to these types of songs, they don't have that type of that varnish on there. They don't have that funk on there like that. So that's all that it takes. It just takes away from me, from the listening experience along those lines. That's all that I'm really saying. But like I said, she did her thing, and I love that independence. Another project that came out, it was another one that I want to talk about. This Friday, December 18th, got a really big project coming out with Ransom and produced by Nicholas Craven. I don't know if you saw this throughout 2020, but they actually did a series called Deleted Scenes. I think they did 3 of them, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And Nicholas Craven, I don't know if he's French, from like France, or if he's Canadian French, but I think he speaks English. And but he's a hell of a producer. Dude is a crazy producer. And I think what I like about Nicholas Craven is that I think he does both. I think he digs in the crates and finds some samples, and then I think he also might take advantage of some of these beat packs that I was just talking about. So but he's just very meticulous. Dude is crazy with his beats. And then Ransom might be MC of the year. I mean, if you listen to the 3 projects, the deleted scene series, phenomenal body of work for 2020. But anyway, Friday, they switching it over and going to crime scenes. Instead of deleted scenes, it's crime scenes. So I think it's only 7 records on there, 6 or 7. If you go to Ransom or Nicholas Craven's Instagram page, you can catch a snippet of a joint that's actually going to have features from Shay Noir and Stove God Cooks on there. And it's got the same sample from Nas's Accidental Murderers, or Accident Murderers. I think it was Accident Murderers. So check that out on the Instagram page. But I'm getting ready to get out of here. There was one other project that I wanted. Oh, no, that wasn't it. What was that other project that I was? Oh, Deutsche Marks. Deutsche Marks 2 by Willie the Kid and V-Don. I don't think Deutsche Marks 2, I don't know that it exceeds what they did with the first one. This might be one of those situations where the prequel or the sequel, isn't better than the original. I don't know that it really is. It's not horrible, and Willie the Kid, honestly, Willie the Kid is one of my favorite newer. He's new to me, but he's got a pretty deep catalog. But I really like dude's style. I like his vocabulary. That's something that a lot of MCs don't even try anymore. That's not even a selling point anymore for a lot of MCs, especially the mumble rappers, the young guys. They don't even care about nothing about that. But Willie the Kid has thumbed through a couple of dictionaries in his day. He has some words that I'm like, damn, I don't even know what that means. But and he does it in a real fly way. And the V-Don dude, with him only working with him for the production, I don't know, I thought some of the beats fell a little short, but it's a lot of good songs on there. I love the concept of the album with it being called Deutsche Marks. It's they tie in a bunch of stuff like about the Volkswagen and vehicles. It's all about like new vehicles being sold, and they got some audio of like a salesman talking about the new features on the vehicle. I don't know, it works for me. I like it. But it's 4 or 5 bangers on there, and then I like most of what Willie the Kid, I like most of his bars on there. It's a dope project. The last one that I was getting ready to get into, and I keep forgetting what the hell the one I want to talk about is. The last one. Deutsche Marks, Ghost of Albizu. Damn, what was the other project that I heard? It was another one that I don't know if I was that big of a fan of it, but I didn't hate it. Damn, that's slipping my mind bad too. I know as soon as I turn this stream off, I'm gonna think of it. Damn. I talked about Spesh. UFO Thief, Deutsche Marks, after 12, 38 Specials, 1995. I know as soon as, and then I want to come back on and do like a minute and a half or 2-minute video to reiterate something or bring something up. Then what was that point I was gonna make about another project that I listened to recently? I might have to shut it down because I cannot remember which one this was. There's no new West Side Gun, or none of the Griselda dudes are out. I already talked about Willie the Kid. It was another little joint that I was listening to that was I already talked about Flea Lord. It's gone. So let me get on off of here, man. Enjoy the rest of the day. Like I said, I mainly was checking out this new camera mount that I have in my car. My other one had a really long arm on it, and it was flexible, and it would vibrate a lot and shake, and I ain't like the way that was looking. This one is more fixed, and is a much better, much better, captures video a lot better. So let me get on off of here. Like I said, let me know what new projects you're checking out, what's really anything that's blowing you away lately, anything you're really waiting on. New releases, anything of that nature. I'd appreciate it knowing what it is and what you think about it and why. Anyway, pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.